Well, one of the reasons why I love coming to Athenry was that one of my heroes was PJ Molloy, and lo and behold, he's with me now. So I'm delighted. How are you?
Thanks, Matty. I'm good.
God, PJ, you were a great hurler. In fairness, you were top notch, and you won 2 All-Ireland medals. I mean, your memories of that, and I suppose growing up in Athenry and graduating from being a young boy to a young man to a Galway senior hurler.
Yeah, I suppose it was something that just happens, really. You know what I mean? You play underage. I played in the minor final in 1970. Then we won the under 21 All Ireland in 1972, and then you kind of gradually come on to the senior panel 73, 74. You know, and we won the National League in 75, beaten in the All Ireland final in 75, and from there on you're in the semi-final every year, because Galway went automatically into a semi-final every year. You might play a quarter-final against the beat champions, but you were nearly guaranteed a place in the All Ireland semi-final every year. You know.
How many All Ireland finals did you play in?
7.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you won 2?
Won 2, and a lot of sad Monday mornings, to be honest, dramatic.
And when you look back and reflect on your career, is it the 2 All Irelands you won, or is it the 5 you lost that occupies your mind?
Oh, what haunts my mind is the 5 I lost. Definitely there would be 2 or 3 of them that you kind of say definitely we could have done better, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose 1980 was an exceptional year for us, because we had lost in 75 and we lost in 79, you know, and to win in 80, I'll never forget that day, you know. And the Monday morning you'd wake up and you know, I remember walking to the top of O'Connell Street to buy the paper to see what it said.
Really?
And my feet had only touched the ground walking up the quays, you know. You know, so it meant so much, you know.
What was it like playing in that All-Ireland final? And because it was historic, and I mean, we remember it, non-Galway people remember it for the glory and the, I suppose, the emotion that was involved with Galway, and Joe Connolly's speech.
Oh, Joe's speech was exceptional, you know. It was brilliant, absolutely. Yeah. I suppose playing in the All-Ireland final, I suppose there was a certain pressure on us as well, you know, because we had, we lost in 79, you know, and well, as a forward, we you know, we scored we scored 110 or something, you know. So one fella nearly scored that in the Ireland final, not mind the team, you know.
Yeah.
So I suppose we felt that we were under pressure, really, I suppose. But I suppose fortunate enough that, I mean, the Kilkenny were out of the equation. In all fairness to Offaly, they beat us in 2 All-Ireland finals, but they put Kilkenny out of that championship in 1980 in the Leinster Championship, you know, and we beat them in the All-Ireland semi-final. So, you know, we lost 2 All-Irelands to Offaly, but I suppose maybe they had to way for us to win the 1980 All-Ireland, you know.
Yeah. What was it like coming home with the Liam McCarthy Cup back to Athenry?
It was going into Galway, it says first, you know. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. All the people that was out, you know. The square in Galway, I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before we sat down in the second court to have something to eat, you know. And the massive crowd that was in the square in Galway was dangerous, no, absolutely dangerous, you know. And you know, fellas drinking and fellas, some kids and families there as well, you know. But it was, I never seen such, in all my life, I never seen such a crowd of people, you know, and the euphoria was unreal, you know. You
must have been looking forward to bringing Liam McCarthy back here, though, back home.
Oh yeah, we came out to Athenry the following Saturday night, and we got a great reception here as well, you know. So it was constant around to all the different clubs, and that for, I suppose, the few months from September to the start of the league. I know we played a couple of league matches prior to Christmas, and we done very bad.
All because of the party.
We lost them all, you know. So
you didn't mind, you'd Liam McCarthy for the winter.
The shine went off us a bit, though, you know.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So, where did you, before I talk about Camogie, where did you get your love of hurling? Was it here?
Well, you see, I come from Newcastle, which is about 5 miles out the road, and there was 4 teams in Athenry in the parish of Athenry one time.
Oh, really?
Gussan had a team, Newcastle had a team, Jerry Donald had a team, and Athenry itself, you know. So I came from the Newcastle side of it, you know, and there was always hurling there, always hurling. My dad, he played hurling with the club, and I remember he won a junior Northboard Junior Medal in 1948. I have it at home all the time, you know.
Really?
Fabulous medal, you know. Died very young, my father. He died at 53, you know.
Oh.
And we'd be always pucking the ball around, you know. Santa Claus would bring me a hurling ball, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and
He was a big loss.
Yeah. Huge. I was 16 at the time, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a
We
big
just
loss
after
for
winning
you.
the County Under-16 Championship at Athenry here, you know. We had amalgamated at that time, you know.
Yeah.
And we had a great underage team, yeah. We won Under-16 county final, and we won minor finals as well,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you're a dad now yourself to two beautiful daughters, one of which I've met. I think Martina I met.
Martina, yeah.
And you have a beautiful granddaughter. So
I have little Annie May, yeah. She's the
And
pride
you'll-
and joy of our life.
yeah,
you know.
and you're lucky man to have all these women in your life all mad about you.
I suppose I'm fortunate enough, all right, to look after me well, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I suppose it works both ways as well. you know.
I'm sure it does. But obviously, they must have had an influence on you to get involved in the camogie side of things.
Well, I suppose that I was involved, as you asked me earlier on there, in 1997. I was manager of the Athenry team here, that won their first Club All-Ireland, you know. And that same year, we had a good Fela camogie team. And I went to the county final. It was the first game I got to, you know,
Right.
in Crowell. And I was looking at the game, whatever, and the game was over, and I went out on the pitch, you know. And that's when I found out that my daughter Martina was playing.
Really?
Yeah. When you see the helmets on and all that, you know.
You didn't know?
No. Now, so we were off to Manimal Inn then for Fela.
Right.
Buffers Alley were our hosts,
Right.
and I remember we played Buffers Alley on the Friday morning very early, and they won that, and they progressed to an All Ireland Fela semi final on the Saturday.
Right.
And they played Rathnure, and Teddy O'Connor, who I had marked in '76, he was the manager of Rathnure camogie
And
team.
all the O'Connor girls.
And the O'Connor girls were playing,
Yeah. No
and we
more.
beat them in that semi final, and they went on to beat a Cork team in the final the following day in Welsh Park, you know. And it was fantastic, and I suppose
You were hooked.
I was hooked.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I was hooked. You know, I really enjoyed that weekend, nearly as much as I enjoyed the weekend of my own All Ireland, if you like. You know,
That's a nice
it
thing
was
to say.
so.
Yeah.
It was such. You know, it's wonderful to see all the families and the young girls and the euphoria that was there as well. You know, and you know, that I suppose that was the seed sown for the future of camogie in Athenry again. You know.
So talk to me about this project, PJ. You know, where did you get the idea of doing this? This is like, I don't think there's any camogie club that I know of that has their own pitch. They're kind of, they're residents in the GA field, obviously, because they're part of the family.
Certainly, and we have been fortunate that the club have been very good to us here. You know, there's any matches we played, you know, we'd always have our home venues, we'd have our games in either Carnan or Raheen, and we had our training slots as well, you know. But as the camogie club was getting bigger, the hurling club, for every girl there was a boy being born as well, and slots were getting tight, you know. So I suppose the first thing we were looking for is to buy a piece of land, you know, and that was the first thing. And then from that came the idea of how we're going to finance that, you know. And our secretary is from Westport, and they had ran a great campaign in Westport to win a car, and she came up with that idea, you know, we should try it, you know. And you know, they were all, everybody had win a house, you know.
Yeah.
So somebody said we should throw in a car as well to really finish the job altogether, you know.
So how important is it, not just for Athenry, but I just sense that there's a bigger picture here, that this is important for Galway camogie as well.
This is important for ladies sport. You know, you're talking about equality in life and everything, you know, and the same goes in sport, you know. It's only over the last couple of years have we seen, you know, how much coverage that the Irish soccer ladies team is getting, the Irish rugby ladies team is getting, you know what I mean? And we're getting fantastic coverage as well. Tina Jean is always giving fantastic coverage to camogie, you know, and rightly so, you know, because you know Camogie is very, very skillful.
Oh, it's
Every bit is skillful. You know, if you look at players like Trace Maher, Jesse Gill, Noreen Cohn, Derby Higgins, all those players, and I'd be down at training, you know, and you'd be refereeing the match, you know, and the skill is amazing, you know.
So the impact this is going to have, huge?
Huge, you know, I mean, this is a legacy going forward, you know what I mean? This is something, this in 10 years' time, with the help of God, you know, our executive, if you like, our Camogie executive won't have to be kind of looking for slots and that, and maybe for training, that they'll have their own grounds, you know, and those grounds will be open to everybody in the parish, really, you know. Maybe we might be able to return the favour maybe to the hurling club as well, if they're stuck for a slot, that we'd be able to return the favour to them, you know, as they have done for us over the years, you know.
I've said this to others, but I get the impression that this is not just Athenry Camogie, that this venture that you're now on, this journey, is going to appeal to lots of people.
Oh, certainly.
Because Athenry geographically is placed in such a good position.
Oh yeah, certainly. There's no doubt about that, and you know, our county Camogie team are so successful at the moment as well. I mean, they've been thereabouts, unlucky to win the All-Ireland the year 2019.
Yeah. And
be in the final again last year, and to lose out by very little, you know, and it shows, I suppose, which are they find it hard to get pitches to train as well, you know what I mean? They're always begging off clubs, you know, for slots to train, you know. So maybe we might be able to help them out as well, you know.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the
benefit all around.
Benefit all around is right, you know, Marty. There's no doubt about that. Look, it's time that the women's sport got the recognition it deserves, you know.
I agree. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
Thanks yourself for coming to
Not at all.
Athenry.
Delighted.
Yeah,
So
thank you.